Hi, and I just got done with another walk and losing my glasses, but I want to talk about a little bit more the concept of being acclimated or acclimatization, especially when it comes to talking about exercising or especially athletic events and super hot and super cold events. So today when I was outside walking, it was cold. And when you talk about being acclimated, I'm more talking about heat-specific events, and I've mentioned this in my last video, but I want to talk about that a little bit more and kind of some of the adaptations we get to that. So let's say I had been going on my walk in the middle of July at 2 p.m. If I did that every day, especially in Georgia with this humidity, I would develop some of these adaptations that might give me a benefit over someone, say, coming from Maine. I'm assuming it doesn't get as hot in Maine. To go for like a 5K, I might have a better adapted body. And what happens is when we actually expose ourselves to heat a lot, and we become acclimated, right? Because the body's pretty cool and is able to adapt, which is the whole principle behind exercise physiology. You become more likely to sweat because remember, if you're sweating, you're getting that evaporative cooling. It's more effective in a drier environment, so you're kind of out of luck a little bit in Georgia, but it's still better than nothing. You see increased plasma volume. It's one of the adaptations when you acclimatize yourself. You actually are better able to maintain your electrolyte balance, or your sodium balance and electrolyte, which is super important because that's where we really start to run into issues when people are dehydrated and they have that, well, you kind of do have an electrolyte imbalance when you're dehydrated. So that is really an important adaptation. You become more quick to sweat. I think I already said that. But these things help us thermoregulate or maintain our homeostasis a little bit better when we're in the super warm environments. So in a similar thread and it's not as applicable to my workout because I work out inside a gym, but in a similar thread to how you have those adaptations to lifting weights and running laps, you can actually create adaptations to the environment you're in. So adaptations aren't just, I don't want to say internal, it's not just things that you're physically doing, sometimes it's just the environment you're sitting in, which is pretty cool. The body is a pretty amazing thing. But remember, it is always better, especially if you are a professional athlete, to give yourself time to acclimate to a new climate environment if you have the opportunity to protect yourself from heat injuries.